what a load of garbage this one is. And while the game isn't great by any means, there is one major issue, seriously major issue, that absolutely destroys this game, but, well, one step at a time. Sitting Ducks is a comic book that I've never read, turned into a TV series that I've never seen, and then turned into a game released for almost everything at the time. That time would be 2003, the year this garbage was released for the Xbox, PC, and the version you are looking at, the glorious PlayStation 2. The GameCube got very lucky, because it got nothing. This is a 3D platformer developed by Asobo Studios and published by LSP, and they should have kept this garbage buried under the fucking sand. But the Game Boy Advance version from 2003 supposedly is an action-adventure, and for some reason, there is also a 2004 released PlayStation 1 version that is a linear action-adventure. But whatever, this is the PlayStation 2 version, so I am only gonna tackle that one. As stated, I don't know anything about this franchise outside of this game, and considering how the game's story and dialogue are, then I understand if this franchise has well, let's call it cult following. That doesn't mean it's good if the game is anything to go by, it just means that, well, I understand. You are this duck right here called Bill, and you live in a city full of ducks. Ducks that walk, ducks that talk, ducks that drive straight, drive all over the place, even drive onto each other as if they were brainless chickens, or in this case, brainless ducks. Yeah, this shows how smart the AI actually is, ducks that are scared of alligators and whatever. Soon enough, you meet one alligator called Aldo that initially wanted to eat you, but after you took care of him, he changed his mind and started to live in your duck city. On the other side, in a city a little bit far away, are the alligators that eat ducks, and yeah, that's about it. I have no idea if the story was based on the TV show or reinvented for the game. However, I've got the impression that it is the same one as the TV series, because when you beat the game and look back at what actually happened, then you will realize that barely anything happened. It was mostly just a waste of time, like a bad sitcom. Only towards the end the alligators catch your friends and you have to rescue them, but other than that, absolutely nothing interesting happens. Not even a decent climax or anything, so story-wise this game is absolutely pointless, or at least almost pointless. No actual boss or anything, you just escape with your friend and have a party, and that's basically it. But considering the fucking controls, I am happy that there aren't bosses at all. And you know what's funny? When I beat the story, I was at 39%. No, not 39 out of 40, but 39 out of 100. You know what comes next? Only fucking side missions. Essentially over 60% of the entire damn game are side missions. Why? Sure, you unlock new minigames and a few new characters for the multiplayer by doing this, but still, why? Before I go into what absolutely destroys this game, you know, because until now the game is doing very well, sarcasm, let's tackle the somewhat decent stuff. The game is bright and colorful, even though kind of bland when it comes to the open world itself. Yeah, you can walk around how you want on foot, bike, skateboard, ice cubes or whatever, and some of these vehicles are required for many of the quests and even story parts. Again, the areas themselves are kind of bland though. You just have houses everywhere, you can't really enter any of them outside of a few shops, not many interesting spots, nothing. Maybe the TV show is just as bland or the developers just didn't care, but still this is the least of our problems. I would say that visually the game looks actually fine in a way, despite the pop-in and draw distance. The characters are obviously cartoony, but I guess it's supposed to look like the TV show, and I am fine with it. They don't look bad at all actually, and might even be the best part of the game. Now, the characters are not well written, but they work quite fine together and could have some funny dialogue here and there. It might make you even chuckle. Maybe. The sound is also okay. Might be from the show, I don't know. Might be original stuff, I don't know. But it works for what it is. Now the real problems. I don't care what game it is or how good all the other elements in the game are, but if the gameplay is shit, then it destroys the entire game. And this is what happened to Sitting Ducks. So you can walk around and that's kind of okay. A little too slippery and it gets somewhat annoying having to gain momentum for the character to finally run, but still somewhat manageable. However, as soon as you ride a bike, a skateboard or whatever, then it's as if you are riding on ice. You slide all over the place and it's almost impossible to have full control of any vehicle. You will mostly control Bill, but sometimes Aldo as well. The bike is bad enough when it slides around for no fucking reason, but the skateboard takes the cake because somehow it's far worse. I mean, just look at this. I am not doing this on purpose, I am trying my hardest here, but this shit is almost impossible, also because the controls are so damn sensitive. Now, there is a way to somewhat lessen this issue, and that's by riding or walking while pressing the analog stick forward at all times like this. This actually lessened the stupid slide effect by a bit, but even then it's bad. And you better keep your momentum up, because as soon as you lose it, you will slide all over the place again. Yeah, the damn controls are that sensitive, and worse, often it happens randomly. Oh, but it gets worse. If you are on a quest where you necessarily have to use the bike, then pay close attention to the gas. Yeah, for some reason you have to fill up the tank, which is actually pointless, but even if we accept this aspect, if you restart a level, you will have to restart a lot because of the shit controls, your tank isn't refilled. So in the middle of a mission, if your tank is empty, then fuck you! You have to either leave the mission, find a gas station, refill your tank, and re-enter the mission, change bikes, or during a race, go to the pit stop. And mind you that you are the only one who has to pit stop, never your opponents. And yes, that's fucked up. The AI is also shit. Because, look at this. I don't even need to say anything more, but when not even the damn AI can drive properly, then you know this game is shit. Even outside vehicles, there are some missions where you have to escort some stupid kids from their school to wherever, and if you are in front of them, then they stop on their tracks even though you are just a few feet in front of them. Why? Because you actually control the direction these kids run towards. Turn left and the kids turn left, turn right and the kids turn right, and if they are behind you, then screw you. Even if they are right in front of a fucking goal, they stop. It's just stupid. But somehow it gets even worse. So you have currency in the game in the form of feathers. You get feathers by succeeding in missions and you can use these to buy bikes or other accessories and power-ups. In itself that's fine, but there is a problem with this. Because of the shit controls, you will hit everything that's around you, and if you do that, then you lose 3 feathers. You can recollect them, but it's really annoying having to do that when even the smallest collision with anything makes you lose currency. Again, it's stupid. And do you see this? This supposedly is a minimap, But as you can see, it only shows you where north is and main as well some side missions are. But the layout of the city? Yeah, where is it? Nowhere to be seen. Initially I thought, okay, maybe you need to buy a map and then the city layout appears on the minimap, making navigation easier, but no. Sure, you can buy maps, but this minimap doesn't change one bit. It remains the garbage minimap it has been all this time. To see the city layout, you need to go to the menu and look at this map. If this is what you have to do anyway, unless you memorize the whole city, then what's the point of the minimap? Remember the original driver? It also had a minimap, but it showed you the layout of the area in the city you are on, making navigation a breeze. If you want to see the whole city, then go to the menu. But here, it's unnecessarily shit how they've done it. I had to restart missions a lot more often than not because the AI was simply broken or the controls were shit. If you have to follow someone, then always, and I mean always, stay behind, because if you are too far in front of them, then you fail the mission. Look, seemingly I've beaten the story, and I only say seemingly because I went from 39, where I beat technically the last mission, up to 50 something %, and there were only side missions to do. And at some point I thought, okay, fuck this shit. Essentially, I stopped playing because I had enough of the shit AI and shit controls, so no, I didn't even try fucking multiplayer. I was fucking done with the game. So no, I can't tell you what happens when you've reached 100%, and honestly, I don't give a shit. The game could have been somewhat decent, because that's exactly what it is in some areas at least. But overall, and ultimately, this game is not really worth the time nor investment, even if you are a fan of sitting ducks.